You heard it one time say, Colonel, but other than that,
Well, actually, it's basically a language that only the two of us understand.
is it?
Yeah. It can only
Yeah,
speak.
so I don't know it can talk.
Well, no, you two have seen
So we
it
hear it
speak-
say
Trick-
hear it say this like random crap that isn't what it normally calls out.
Well, no, because doesn't your raven speak Draconic?
Yeah.
So maybe everyone else here is Colonel, but
Oh my god.
the raven's actually just saying your name.
I don't think I have a choice here.
Snake!
Yeah, maybe that's more relevant. Yeah, no, otherwise, you three are still in this hut. Is there any talking you guys want to do before?
No, we went to bed because
Yeah.
he gave Van gave Naeus and I a bunch of super strong sleep medication without us realizing what we were taking,
Okay.
and then we fell asleep.
So, Van, you probably, well, actually, Naeus, you would be the first one to wake up.
Oh.
Because for one of the few times, like, sun wakes you up. And I think your oracle powers are still taking a second, your eyes are taking a second to adjust because you're seeing more, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
one part of this hut isn't just...
Is the hut
Cloudy.
really that big? Like over 30 feet long or wide, whatever?
Yeah, actually.
Holy crap.
I imagined it as much smaller last session.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, it's not a teepee. You guys didn't get stuck in one of those, but it's a it's a larger hut. Like they when you guys went in last night, you saw them kick out a family.
Oh wow.
I forgot they did that.
So did I.
So I'm just gonna like pace around the room to try and like figure out, if my eyes are deceiving me, and just kind of back and forth between this hut
Sure.
and try and see if, my
Yeah.
eyes are deceiving me.
And maybe you're pacing around and you're like counting your steps and just like,
Right, and trying to figure out measurements and whatnot.
yeah. And a little bit more time goes by, and actually, the two of you are still, I should say, Van and Kynan, knocked the fuck out. In Orc, there's no real door. It's kind of like a shawl that's over. No, a shawl's, yeah, I suppose so. It's over the front. You see it pulled aside, and there's a large, muscular orc in leathers, kind of clad together. Has a like a platter,
Oh.
and there's this rock that it was kind of like this round table essentially that you guys were sitting around and talking at. He puts it on there and he kind of eyes you, Kynan, for a second.
Kind of.
Am I awake?
Or not Kynan, I'm sorry. He eyes you, Naeus, and he snorts, and he leaves the hut.
I'm just kind of looking at him as I would have turned my attention towards him and kind of watched him do this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Rock table.
Rock lobster. So, I guess I'll go and wake up the others. If they don't really wake, I don't like try too hard, but I'll like try to nudge them awake, and if not, I'll just leave them be.
Yeah. What are the effects of your sleep medicine, Van? Like, how do you feel in the morning?
I'd probably gotten a tolerance to it, so I think I'd be okay.
Yeah. Is it
Wow.
like?
How would I feel?
Well, that's the thing. Like, is it a restful sleep, or is it a sleep that just like makes you unconscious and like your body doesn't actually function like it normally does when you're sleeping?
If I'd been using them for this long, I assume it'd be a restful sleep.
Oh, for you, but for Kynan.
Yeah, but what about for me?
Okay. I don't know. I'm thinking. Hold on. I mean, it's natural. So let's say that it's a restful sleep, just because it's herbs, essentially. It's just a mix of herbs.
Oh, natural.
It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, I think eventually you... Well... No, actually, Naeus wakes you both up.
I'd like to think I wake with a little bit of a start. I'd probably have had a nightmare after that kind of night. Ugh, God.
What was your nightmare like, kind of?
It's just kind of vague flashes of Ilchester being attacked, people dead, orphaned, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Van, what the fuck was in that?
Just something to help you knock out.
I guess it did the trick. Jesus Christ. What time is it?
Daytime.
I guess that's all that's important. Or something. Holy shit.
The orc. There's an orc that just came in here and left some food on the table. So, I mean...
Rock table. What's on the rock?
Well,
Food.
You look at the rock table, and you look at this. It's a really bent kind of like bronze iron just platter, but on it actually, it's just this pile of like pork. It looks like just a meat, and there are like 3 wooden cups that are filled with a liquid.
Would I have to roll something to examine the meat?
Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of apprehensive.
'Cause my computer's still dead, so I can't roll yet. But I would examine the meat before eating anything.
I mean, it looks like what you would expect out of an orc encampment. They eat it all the time.
Not gonna like give us rabies or some shit. I don't know.
Well, you'd have to use your own judgment on this one. Like, you're inspecting it and it's meat. You don't spend... It's not the way you would cook meat. In fact, like, you know, you would probably just char it over a campfire for a bit until you thought it was safe. But...
I'll take a cautious small bite and see what happens.
You chew into it. It's kind of gamey, but it's meat.
Okay. Seems okay.
Well, if he's eating it, I'll eat it.
I'm not gonna eat very much of it, probably, just like a little bit.
I'll hesitantly like eat some of it.
I'll just eat until I'm full.
Sure.
I still have trail rations if this isn't enough.
Who tries the grog first?
The what?
Who tries the grog first? Oh, the liquid. I'm sorry, it's grog. Ah! That's a drink for me.
Soiled it.
I'd be
Soiled
drinking,
it.
because I'm kind of scarfing the food down. So I drink it. I take like a big sip.
Yeah, would grog surprise you? It's this weird mixture of something sort of fizzy, but like fermented.
I think I'd spit it out just because like the whole fermented type deal is like,
Not what you're used to.
yeah, I probably think it's spoiled.
I take a small sip. What's it taste like to me?
It honestly, like, it sort of tastes like... You're used to being to taverns where they water down the water. Because a lot of the time it's unsafe to drink, from what you've experienced. And so, unlike the the water that's created and provided that's pretty tasteless, that Naeus gives you guys, it tastes a lot better than the tavern stuff you normally find. But there isn't as much water.
Whatever. Drink enough of it to like wash down however much pork I ate.
Sure.
I'll drink a tiny bit of it, but I won't go crazy.
Side note, my computer is updating itself even though I didn't want it to, so fuck my life.
You're all good. You're on your computer again. The Discord.
I'm not on my computer. It's working on updates, 18% complete, so fuck. But
It's all good,
I'm good.
dude.
I'm good to go.
We're
Go
chilling.
on Discord on my phone for a little bit.
Just designate who rolls for you. That's the only thing.
Ian, you have access to his character sheet, right?
Nope. I just.
I've definitely sent it to you before, so it's buried.
I also have about
Something-
30 different Google Doc sheets that are in a folder or in a bookmark rather. So like it's hard for me to find. I'll figure it out after session.
If you trust me not to fudge numbers and I need to roll before my computer is ready, I can pull it up on my phone.
No,
Tell you what
it's all
modifiers
good.
are.
It's
We already know you have 5 billion stealth, 5 billion perception,
Plus, like,
roughly.
14 and 13 in both of those. Okay, we're eating. Anything else happen?
I'm still
What's up?
as we eat. I'm still kind of looking around, trying to like get used to this. Like, I'm still trying to understand my eyes.
Yeah, you're looking further than actually you two noticed this. There's like there's a bedroll that's like at the far end of the hut. Then you're weirded out because you're examining this little doll. It's like the small wooden with like some weird little paints and scratchings all over doll that's in the corner next to this bedroll, and you're looking at or you're seeing these features that are just bewildering to you because you're not used to seeing anything like it. And so yeah, Van and Kynan, you see Naeus like disturbed. Maybe is disturbed the word or just curious?
Not like as severe as disturbed, but it is, I suppose, alarming to him. I think is the word I'm looking for, because it's like this is new, but it's not like terrifying or anything. It's not scary. It's just new, and
I'd probably shoot Van a glance first, see if he noticed.
I think I'd still just be stuffing my face, but I'd look up and look at Naeus and say, "Hey, everything okay?" Naeus?
huh?
You okay?
I get up and I kind of. What's the floor? Is it just dirt floor, Ian?
It is. It's padded down dirt floor, but it's smooth.
Oh, okay. Would it be like, would it be tough enough to like draw something lightly into the floor?
Yeah, you could.
All right, I make an iron quarterstaff,
Hey.
and I go to one side of the room, and I lightly, drag the quarterstaff to the other side of the room, making this very light trail. And I say, I don't know what's going on, but I can see this distance now.
Wait.
Probably further, honestly.
Wait,
Yeah,
Stan,
like you're drawing this line, and like you notice you're still seeing it, and you're about to go out like the door or the little.
If I would stop myself before leaving the hut, but I'm just kind of like, I'm just kind of looking around still, and I'll fix the dirt that I drew a line in, and I'll release my iron quarterstaff.
yeah, I was about to do something that I think wouldn't have been in character, but I think it would have been funny, so I want to share it anyway. I really wanted to have Naeus stand on one end of the tent, and then I go to the other end and draw a dick in the dirt and see if you can see it. I'm not gonna do that, but I thought it was funny. I wanted to share it anyway.
Hey man, character's just an extension of your will. If you want to, man, just fucking do it.
No, Kynan's still not happy.
Okay.
Jackson's in a better mood this session, but Kynan isn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get to the end and you guys are talking about it. Naeus, you don't notice as you're kind of pondering into the thing. The cover actually gets pulled aside, and it's the same orc that brought the platter. Although none of you know this. Kind of says humans, and like he looks confused for a second. He looks around, and it takes you by surprise, Naeus.
Oh, okay. So I'll just kind of like jump. Honestly, I would honestly
Yeah,
jump. It'd be
yeah, just this logo to roll.
Jesus Christ.
and I'll like slowly turn around to look at him.
And actually, you see him a little bit disturbed for a second, and like really confused, and he says, Elder requests that you three be ready very soon we will leave.
Hmm.
For you to be judged and seen. And he's still like, he's like looking side to side, like he's really confused what's going on.
Is he saying this in common or Orcish?
He's saying this in common.
Okay, so the broken common was on purpose. Alright.
Sort of.
On purpose on your part.
Judged and seen? Like, court?
Is he still here, or did he leave?
No, he's still like, I think he's kind of frozen, sitting there. And actually, like, Van, you say that, and he looks even more surprised. He says, "Not really a court, but," and he's still like, he's like stammering. He's getting weirded out.
I just kind of look at him getting weird, like not really showing, like trying to. I'm just kind of, just looking at him.
Is it clear why he's like so?
Does Nea still have his iron quarterstaff out?
Do you?
I got rid of it.
I will point out this is probably the best common you've ever heard out of an orc's mouth in your life.
Even than the elders.
Yeah, and actually, Van, why don't you give me a spellcraft check?
Spellcraft. Shit. Hold on.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, never mind.
So none of us have any idea what's going on.
He says, "Not really a court, but the fire god will judge you and see what you three, how you will pay for what you've done."
Fire god.
Gulp.
Can I real quick? Will you allow a knowledge religion check?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh,
One
wait.
of us has to
I
have
thought-
that trained.
I thought I have. I thought I had it. I thought I leveled it up, but I was like,
Just so you understand, the purpose is to figure out. I'm trying to figure out the god, and therefore a punishment before we just walk into
death.
Yeah.
Figure
I'm
out
trying to
what
figure
god
out,
is
what
going
kind
to
of
be
god
judging
is
us.
orcish. Like,
Well,
Fire.
would make sense for orcs to worship as a fire god, or even in this area.
you would think... Actually, that's a really good roll, so I'll give you a lot of info. Generally, tribes of orcs tend to be orcs of Golarion, which are primarily... Yeah, Golarion. Which are primarily followers of a god known as Rovagug. Rovagug is a very evil, fiery, sacrificing, like just a lot of red flags. And actually, when you go back into into
Why
the
is
Bibles and
everything
everything-
evil here? Why is everything evil?
maybe
Hold on,
because
I want to hear the rest.
these are orcs.
The humans are evil too.
So I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, but he's rarely ever referred to as the fire god.
Mhm. Would I know the associated weapon with Rovagug? Is it relevant?
Great axes.
Wait. Okay. Okay.
Is it great axes? Actually, let me double check on that. Everything is dragons.
I don't understand what that's from, but I think it's funny.
Yeah, they're great axes.
Okay.
That's the weapon.
I know it hurts so much that it's true.
Actually, that being said, you're thinking about it more and more. The reason they're not referred to as a fire god is because fire isn't necessarily one of its tenets. Rovagug.
Huh.
It may be out of consequence of all the carnage that gets created, but it's not really.
What's a fire god?
They are a god of fire.
Well, I would wait.
Actually,
wanna
I
say
think
something to
the
Party,
orc
but I
hears
wouldn't.
that and he says, "The fire god is the bestowed warrior to us orcs."
I'd whisper to the party that it's basically Ioma Day for orcs.
Who is Ioma Day?
Okay, I'm not
I
as
kind
blind
of,
as I thought I was.
I kind of look at Van like, yeah, who, like, in a look of, yeah, who is Iomedae?
Never mind.
Later. I'm not actually saying that out loud. I just look at Naeus.
No, I say that out loud. The sigh.
I think the orc
exasperated
looks
sigh.
at you, Naeus, and then Vanna goes, nerd. No.
Nerd.
No, just really low, nerd.
Or it called you a nerd.
And he says, very soon, Elder will come and pick you guys up. We have a caravan going to the main encampment.
Okay. I would nod and say thank you.
He snorts, and he leaves.
Okay, then I'd immediately turn to the party and say, there is a relatively high probability we might get ritual sacrificed wherever we're going. I'm just telling you right now.
So what's our plan if that happens?
Well, they said they have to take us somewhere, right?
Right.
It sounds like the best chance we have of getting out of here is striking back
Well,
while we're on the way, because there's probably, I don't know how heavily guarded they're gonna keep us though. That's the only issue.
well, the thing is though, like, listen, okay, I know how this is gonna sound, and I hate to say this out loud, but I've been thinking about, maybe we deserve it.
You know, after
didn't
what
wanna say it.
Kynan kind of was like, I kind of had the suspicion that, maybe these orcs were a little different the way Kynan depicted, and I guess they kind of are, but deep down, I guess they're still the same orc, still doing their rituals and not as savagery, but
All I know is I don't know what the fuck is going on in this part of the world.
I think it might just be too early to jump to conclusions, but that is the worst case scenario. The good news is Rovagug, the god that they seem to be worshiping, if we can flex a little bit, we have the Great Axe from Vince Denzel, and I've recently increased in power. I've been able to channel elements through my own weapons. So if I turn the Great Axe into a flaming Great Axe, I could try to pose as a follower of Rovagug. And I've read up on the gods. I think I might be able to do something here, if it comes to that.
Speaking of the axe, I don't like pull it out in full view, but I want to pull it off like to the side where he could still look at it, and if the orcs see it, it's easily stashed or whatever.
Where have you guys been keeping the sacks, by the way?
Bag of holding.
Bag of holding.
In the bag of
Everything's-
holding.
And I want. Would there be? Or I asked Van. Are there religious symbols related to Rovagug? Rovagug?
You can keep that roll.
Okay.
I can just tell you.
Yeah.
That means I need to bring it up. Oh, shit. I should just grab my Pathfinder book. I think there's a good amount of stuff on it. The symbol actually is a spider with fangs.
Spo there, man.
I would relay that.
Spiders. Why is it spiders?
Hey, that wasn't my fault this time.
That was
I'm
in
not
character.
sure.
That was in character. Shut up.
I'm not quite sure how that would help us.
God chimes in.
What about? Well, what's the Rovagug deity icon? What's
Uh,
the symbol of their deity?
It's spider, like a spider with pronounced fangs.
And is that on the Great Axe?
I'm not sure. We never really looked at it, did we?
Hey, maybe Rovagug hates Lamash too, or whatever the fuck. And then
I think Rovagug just hates everything that is not evil.
Lamash. Well, I don't know. Just maybe there's
Damn!
What? What do you want about?
What is there a spider fang thing of deity on the great axe?
Well, let's get this clear. It's not a great axe.
It's not.
No, it's a war axe. It's a one-handed axe.
What's on the war axe?
Not a fanged spider.
Well, I think that's kind of out of the plan then.
I think that we should play along for now. It seems like the Elder really wants to try to make things right, and as long as he's trying to protect the people here, and we show that that's our interest as well, we should probably be okay. I just wanted to lay that on the table so that, worst case scenario, we know what we're getting ourselves into.
I'm not too keen on doing more damage. I'm fine with that.
I agree. I feel like we've already hurt a lot more than we've helped in the past couple of days, and I just don't want to keep going down the same path. I know it's risky. We have no idea what we're getting ourselves
No,
into.
it's just. I think for orcs, I just don't think we have the same viewpoints in terms of orcs. Anyways, well, this is a conversation I don't think should be held right now. We should focus on surviving, I suppose. Anyways, so what do you recommend then, Vonnegut? For now, just go with the flow.
Yeah. If we ever end up in a situation where we need to get away, I can cast this spell that'll allow us to, vanish for a short period of time. Hopefully we can, get some distance away and maybe regroup later. We still have the earrings, so we can but
While we have a chance to talk about that, I realized that I never took it off, so I still have it on. What do we want to do with it? Like, which two of us should wear the earrings?
I think you two should just leave it as is on you two.
Fair enough.
Though I kind of look around, seem to see better. It doesn't seem that it's all that much, so I don't think it'll be too helpful. Well, what other things of this deity that should we be aware of? Because I could probably make an iron weapon devoted to the deity and bluff something out.
I know for a fact that Rovagug isn't normally associated with fire, but the orc called it the fire god, which is kind of strange to me. But all I know is that the patron weapon is a great axe, and the symbol is a spider with fangs.
Do you think you could draw this out for me so I have an idea of what I'm trying to make?
I can just give you a picture. Hold on. I'm gonna put it in Discord. Actually, I could just copy paste the picture. That's even better. And boom. Oh, you get two of them.
Well, it's freaky looking.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I want to make an iron great axe using, and like, you know how, the in between where the wood would be and the two blades meet.
Yeah.
I would kind of make the symbol in that spot.
Okay.
I just kind of want to look at it and think it's good enough to look like the real deal, Vonnegut.
Yeah, that actually... I forget you were a blacksmith. That's actually very impressive.
Alright. Well, maybe I can figure something out if the worst comes to worst. And then I'd get rid of the iron weapon.
Cool.
I would, yeah, I think I'd chill until whatever happens, happens.
I read my Hammer and Tongs, The Forging of Metal and Other Good Works book in the meantime.
Well, yeah, I think you open up your book to like a page,
My
and
bookmark.
you see the same orc again, and he like tries to talk again, but only Orcish comes out, and he says, "It's time to go," and he looks surprised again.
Okay, this is very confusing. I would not.
So if he said it in Orcish, I wouldn't like. I would look, but I wouldn't really pay any mind, or like I would just kind of like.
I mean,
just
yeah, nothing more than an orc going, "Orc, and then looking
I
around
would-
on your
I would
conversation.
stand up and kind of
I
pat
just look at
Nancy
man.
kind of on the shoulder and be like, "All right, let's go."
Okay.
I pack up my book.
Borg.
Bark, 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 bark.
Oh no.
We've ruined yet another language.
Yeah, Barg is goblin, Bork is orc.
Let's go. Let's go before we fuck with the immersion anymore.
I don't know if that's possible. Well,
Okay, seriously.
Immersion levels have never been more tainted.
Okay.
Alright, so we're taken away by this Bork orc.
Yeah, he just motions for you guys to follow, and I think he keeps an eye on you guys until you all leave the hut. The encampment itself isn't really that large. It's just this this circle of huts around this pretty big bonfire, and you see a lot of orcs out actually, and they turn their heads. They're eyeing you guys suspiciously, you know, as always, and some of them kind of spit in the ground after looking at you. A couple of them they seem aggressive, but
Hostile?
Who has the highest sense motive?
That might be.
Probably kind of with like 13 or something.
My sense motive is plus 11.
So give me a sense motive.
yeah, not me.
They look more scared than anything.
I'm probably more distracted by, oh wow, I can see all this stuff now.
Okay, Kainen's face would soften a little bit from like the hard, just like poker face of,
Yeah. I
of
think
being jeered at to soften just a tiny bit.
I think in an orc attitude, it comes off as super aggressive, but it's more so out of like fear.
I don't say anything because we're out in the open and I don't have a chance to, but
Yeah.
that's how my face changes.
I'm just distracted with like, oh, like my new vision.
I'd just be looking straight ahead, like trying to avoid the gazes of anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the three of you get to the center next to the bonfire. The smell of overcooked meat kind of wafts in the air and poop. Not really orc poop. Smells like animal poop, but whatever.
I didn't realize there was a difference, but okay.
Hey.
Hey, easy with that shit. We're right in the middle of their encampment.
And I didn't say that out loud.
I know.
And you see between the okay, you walk up to the older orc. Has like this long darker looking wood quarterstaff with three orcs clad in a combination of, well, one of them has hide and the other two are in half plate.
Okay.
The metal looks kind of interesting though. Actually, Naeus, you're like a dwarf. How do you identify metals?
Well, let's see.
What skill would you use to identify metals?
I would probably use craft armor, wouldn't I?
If
Maybe.
you could touch it.
Or maybe appraise.
Appraise, yeah, sure. Give me appraise. Just short, but it's not iron.
It's not iron.
It's not steel. It's too dark. and it has like
It's
a
too-
reddish hue to it. Like you're sort of curious.
Is it? Would it have like almost a texture of glass?
No.
I'm invisible thought now that I'm looking at this.
Yeah, so you'd be deep in thought. The older orc walks up and he says, "Days time between here and the home encampment," and he does some math in his head, which is visibly hard for an orc and for me. With us, 3 days time. Do you three have provisions, or do we need to provide them?
What language is he speaking right now?
This is common.
I think we're okay.
Yeah, I'll just assume it's common unless I specifically say it's Orcish.
Okay.
I'm still enticed with this reddish hue armor.
Actually, honestly, yeah. Now I'm curious. Cool. Alright, so you guys head off. Surprisingly, you guys do not go to the path to the north. There's a smaller, uncarved, not pronounced dirt road that the pack take you three on.
What direction are we going?
Northeast.
Northeast. Okay. Interesting.
And so after a day's time, you guys stop. Or, yeah, you guys would stop. There's very little interaction from the Elder to you guys, if any. And the other orcs don't even look at you guys.
Is there the one with the fancy armor there?
Well, the fancy armor's on both of them. The ones in half plate, the
Oh, it's this reddish hue.
Mhm.
I wonder.
Naea's pondering and say, Naeas, I mean, you've been acting kind of strange lately. I mean, do you want to just theorycraft what's going on?
What's theorycraft?
Their armor is different.
What? Was the armor that you've been looking at this whole time?
I nod. It's not steel. It's not iron. But I wonder.
When are you guys having this conversation?
Wherever we stop, I don't know.
Okay, wherever you stop. Okay, then never mind.
I wonder if it's fire. Would I know what Fireforged steel looked like, Ian?
Yeah, definitely.
How similar is it to steel?
Not much at all, actually. Maybe the color, because when I say reddish hue, it's still particularly gray. But it doesn't have the same consistency, it looks like. Like
But it's
the
still
actual metal
metal?
itself seems tighter. Yeah, it's still metal.
Are we like surrounded by orcs right now?
They're next to you guys, but
If only I could just mess around and fiddle with the armor in my hands, I could probably get a better idea of what it actually is. I feel like if I could just grab it, I could find out and figure out what it would be.
I think as you guys are having this conversation, maybe like 15 minutes passes, and the Elder actually walks up over to you three. You guys are sort of separated, like I want to say about 10-15 feet. And the other orcs are keeping a very close eye on him. And he says, in order for me to give my own opinion, I must hear what you three are here for. You three seem different than the humans that occupy this area.
I would still be caught in the trance of how far is the orcs then from us that are keeping a close eye on us?
About like 20-25 feet.
I would still be trying to, like, this is like, it's on the tip of my tongue practically, and I'm just like sitting here trying to figure out what armor is this at this point.
I think the one you're looking at kind of looks at you and snarls at you.
I would probably at that point, like after the elder asked the question, like try to snap Naeus out of whatever he's doing. Like, focus up. This is important.
I just kind of like almost glare at, kind of like, what?
Are you back with us? This is a little important.
The orc actually looks at you, Naeus, and he just plainly says, "Do you hate our kind? I see you've been eyeing my guardians."
I'm very intrigued in the armor he's wearing.
He kind of furrows his brow. And why would you be interested?
It's just something that's a part of me, I suppose. I've always worked with metal, and metal's always been a part of me. A part of me, and it feels natural. I feel kind of, maybe right might not be the right word, but for now, it makes me feel like I'm doing something, messing with metal, working with metal, using metal.
He's
It always
sorry.
kind of reminds me of almost being a kid once more. It just makes me feel right.
He seems surprised to hear that from you. And actually, why don't you give me a diplomacy check? Woohoo! Just barely.
Well, oh.
Yeah. He looks to the mountain, or where the mountain would be. You haven't really seen them now, so.
Yeah.
He says, "To the east of us, the mountains are rich with minerals and metals.
Really?
We orcs have been here a very long time, and we've passed down secrets. The medals our warriors wear are ones bestowed out of achievement and honor. And they've been with us orcs for a very long time."
If this is such a big part of your culture, and this is why tell me?
I sensed some. He speaks Orcish for his sense, but yeah, he says something you don't understand. He says, "I sense some." I'm not gonna say Bork. Out of you, and Van, you hear this and you kind of like compare the words, and to your ear, the only translation you get is humanity.
I would just let him keep talking for now. I won't translate this yet.
And he actually, at that point though, he stands up and he says, "Perhaps you three aren't who we thought you'd be."
Well, I think we could easily say the same towards you. Despite things that we've done, we still haven't truly been treated like prisoners. We don't have binds on our arms or legs. We don't have spears pointed at us. You know, it's like...
You three seem to respect a sense of honor. And that means something. So why would we bind you if you never fought?
Sound logic. Not the kind of logic I'm used to hearing. And I respect that as well.
He kind of takes his quarterstaff. He stands back up and he dusts himself off. And he says, "Sleep well. We'll leave early tomorrow."
Hmm.
And he walks back over.
I would turn towards Naeus and say, the orc you were talking to, he said he felt humanity inside of you. I think... I don't know how to describe it. I feel safer here being drugged along than I have in a long time.
Kynan lets out a soft chuckle, almost inaudible to himself at that.
Hmm.
Who'd have thought I could say the same?
Well, it seems like we have some investigation to figure out with Orbin Pool. Well, but for now we should
Yeah,
go along this.
he's getting a piece of my mind, and depending on how things go, a piece of a few other things I own next time I see him.
Hmm.
That being
I
said,
kinda-
I gotta pee real quick. I'll be right back. You guys keep
Okay.
going.
While you do that, I pull out the Hammer and Tongs of Forging a Metal, another Good Works book, and I kind of like, as our conversation slows down, I'll start to kind of read that.
I guess a light bulb will go off in my head as you pull out a book, and I would pull out several books actually from my pack and kind of start reciting spells off of them, things that I'm like trying to learn, things like that. Try to familiarize myself with new magic.
I guess I'd kind of just be like messing with the dirt a little bit, like almost meditating, so that there's an in-world reason that makes sense for why I can do new magic next time we're in a fight.
Do you draw a safety circle?
No. Did Ian say how far away we are from each other?
About, like,
Probably
10
where
feet,
this
he said.
dirt.
No, like from
Oh.
each other.
Oh, we're like 10 feet from each other.
Not far enough for me to do the dick thing, so never mind.
I mean, you can draw it at your feet, you know. Try to
But
compensate.
I already know you can see that. So I'm fine.
Actually, now that you mention it, I'll take glances around me and kind of take in this new vision. And then, it'll like every few pages I'll kind of glance up and take in my surroundings.
So yeah, I guess I'm just like pretty much sitting meditating, except with like at least one hand just on the ground until it gets late enough that I go to sleep.
I think I'd do the same thing.
Likewise.
Now we wait for God to stop peeing so he can come back.
Dang, who knew it was raining?
Don't say anything about rain when he comes back.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah. He's gonna hear all of this on the recording when he watches it.
I don't care. As long as it doesn't happen now.
We'll cross that road when it comes. For now, we'll enjoy our peace.
That just means it's gonna happen next session.
That's okay.
It sounds like you guys are out of character now. Sorry.
Yes. We're just waiting for God to come back.
Okay. God had,
Had to pee.
God's not so strong that he can't not take pee breaks. Anyway. Who does watch? Who tries to?
I wouldn't try to.
Are you three
I-
just resting, saying fuck it?
I would make like a small effort, but mostly like I'm more kind of into my book.
Oh yeah, how guarded is this caravan? Is it like mainly
It's
Is it
literally
the
just
two?
it's you three and then the four of them.
Hmm.
Oh wait, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
I
not a
think-
large caravan.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
caravan is.
I would do watch. I would do first watch. If no one else seems to like.
I would have, attempted to take first watch.
Okay, if it's that small, I'd see them like getting ready to just stay up to do watch and just tell whoever takes the first one to wake me up at some point, and I'll do a watch, and then I go to sleep.
I'll just wake you up last, then Van. How about that?
Okay.
So it sounds like Kynan was doing first.
Me. I am
No.
first.
No, I told whoever's doing first watch to wake me up at some point, and then I go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, I think 60 feet is. No, it's still too far. Never mind. By the time you guys start doing second watch, you notice one of the orcs on the other end is also doing watch.
Noted.
Which orc is doing watch on their side?
Dice. Where are ya? These drawers are so heavy. The one in hide, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well then, I pokes Kynan with the stick, poke him awake.
Still not that easy of sleep, but I wake up. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I'm up.
Yeah, but the night goes on without a hitch. No problems.
I wake up Van at some point.
I just kind of keep watch until sun came up.
Yeah. Can I get a health check real quick? Just out of curiosity.
Maxed out.
I'm good.
I am not. I'm still like 31 out of 37, I think.
Okay. Well, take your level's worth in health right now.
Cool.
'Cause
36
that's how-
out of 37.
That's how rest works.
Nice. Almost full. Not quite, but pretty damn close.
Okay. And you guys continue on. I need a perception check.
Ooh, shotgun for me, please. Oh,
Ah, that's a high roll.
Nice.
Ah, that's a high roll.
let me double check. Okay, perception is just plus 13.
Yes, I knew it.
It happens sometimes.
So, Kynan, you see sort of something. You see it. Naeus,
I'm
you
still
feel
having
it.
a hard time. I'm still having a hard time focusing.
Yeah, Kynan, I don't think you're kind of out of it. Not even kind of. You're really out of it. You see in the distance towards the mountain, trees shaking, and the orcs kind of stop, and they draw their weapons and they back up.
I look at
And
Van.
the elder kind of looks at them, looks at you guys, and says, "We made a
Noticing-
fight."
Noticing that, I draw like an arrow as well.
He
I'm-
he thinks over it a little bit more, and he says, "We should run."
I
Um,
would, in Orcish, like not thinking, I just say, do you know what this is?
He kind of double takes for a second, and he says, "We have a deal with inhabitants here. This may be one of them. Things happen."
so run or stay? What's going on?
Well, at this point, I think you see the orcs jogging. Down.
I'm following them wherever the hell they
Yeah.
are.
I wouldn't.
I'm gonna take your lead.
I probably don't have time to don my armor, so I'm just gonna follow them to put away.
Oh no,
have it all put
this
away.
was down. This was down the trail a little bit, like
Oh!
maybe 2 hours. So you have your armor on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Who wants to do the roll, the D20 roll?
What?
Cool. There it is.
I heard roll a d20.
That's for the party. No idea what it means.
All right.
It's decidingly average, so something is going to go wrong.
I'd like to unwrap my raven.
I probably still have my bow out, but put the arrow back in the quiver.
The raven kind of cocks his head at you and says, "Colonel."
Shit again.
I create an iron longsword.
Okay.
I think this is the first time the orcs would have actually seen me do this too.
They are totally ignoring you, totally and completely.
Who cares? All right, that might be towards my advantage later. Anyways,
What direction are we running?
Northeast still, and you're starting to feel this too, the shaking, and you see trees to
Holy
the
shit.
southeast. Just
Okay, I'm gonna preemptively like buff myself. Just
I'm
in
gonna-
case.
Well, I mean, as you're thinking about this, give me like 30 seconds.
Mhm.
Think about it for 30 seconds.
No, I don't need to think about it for 30 seconds.
No, I was telling Mike to think about it for 30 seconds.
Well, I'm thinking.
You hear this booming loud, loud booming and kind of like,
Is it another elemental?
it's sort of brutish, a voice.
Hmm.
What languages do you all speak
Common.
Dwarven.
besides Common?
Common's all I've got.
Sylvan, Undercommon, Draconic, Dwarven, Elven, Orcish, Celestial,
Jesus.
Gnomish, Halfling.
Okay.
Someone
You
was a
guys,
nerd.
you guys see the orc stop. The elder sighs, and he casts his spell.
Hmm.
Spellcraft or no?
Sure. I'm confused. Let me just make sure I'm not over. Okay.
Wait, I have spellcrafts also.
Hey,
I'm helping. I'm helping.
Van, the elder casts tongues on himself,
Oh, okay.
and he walks towards the trees, and out of the trees, a large, sort of.
Wait, I'm sorry. Sorry, real quick before you. Okay, so a voice calls from the forest. He casts tongues on himself and walks towards the trees. Yes.
Yeah, not that far away
And-
from you guys.
But real quick, can I, try to follow and cast Vanish on myself?
Are you doing this like sneakily or?
I think as soon as I realize that he's casting tongues, yeah, I would just try to like, I mean, as sneakily as I can, which isn't very. But,
Well,
you know.
how long does your vanish last?
5 rounds, 30 seconds.
30 seconds, okay. Okay, yeah, you do it. We'll say you're in the back and you do it unnoticed.
Okay.
And you hear in this large booming voice a language you can't understand, but it's a
Oh.
lot of like imagine a Swedish or a Hungarian, but like more consonants, a lot more
Hmm.
B's, a lot more G's.
Okay.
And out of the trees pops this large humanoid creature, sort of slumped over. And when I say large, I'm talking about it's about 10 feet tall, with a giant club on its back, wearing cladded, assorted leather on its body, and the two are having a conversation. And well, actually, Kynan, do you have a knowledge check for anything to identify this creature?
I do. I accidentally closed all my windows, so you... And then I have like nature or local, whichever is more relevant.
Probably nature, I'd
Probably
imagine.
nature, yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. Well, it is my knowledge nature. Time stops. Time stops. Okay. Does favored terrain give me a bonus to this check?
Not to intelligence checks, I think. Does it?
I don't remember. I'm just gonna roll it like this. I rolled another 2.
Mike, do you have nature? Yeah.
Yes.
I want to help you guys.
It's just knowledge geography, not knowledge nature.
You guys are not making this easy.
I
Can I-
rolled a 2.
Does it look familiar? Like,
Can I do dungeoneering?
No.
Can I do history?
The large creature points at the two of you.
At us?
Yes, and the elder and this creature are still having this argument.
No humans allowed. That's what it sounds like.
And he this creature starts having a tantrum, kind of stomping the ground, shaking. It feels really familiar and jarring.
I'd take like a step back instinctively without realizing what I'm doing.
What are the other orcs doing?
They're moving up to the elder at this point.
I just kind of like look at them and just kind of shrug, like, I don't know, what's going on?
And what are you doing? Your 30 seconds is about to expire.
I'm gonna try to get outside of its view, like get in a blind spot and just
Like
wait.
behind it?
Just off to the side, like in the trees. Not like behind it, but just far enough that if he looks back towards the two of them, he won't see me.
Oh yeah, no, you totally did that.
And I'm just gonna hold myself there for a second and just wait.
I still don't know what the fuck is happening, so I just took like a step back because I'm scared, and that's it. I'm just watching.
So this creature looks to its side, picks up a giant rock.
Hmm.
I need you to roll for initiative.
I Baby orc.
Baby orc!
Too soon.
Yeah.
It's never too soon.
We should change the. Well, I'll change the music once I'm done putting in initiative. Dice. I need stat blocks for them real quick. 1 second. Because I didn't think he would go this way.
We didn't think he'd try to murder us.
I thought about it.
It's like, let me grab some
Orc
socks.
I don't want to attack. I don't want to attack this thing.
I would rather not as well, but I feel like we have very little choice.
Okay, perfect.
As it points the rock to as it points it, like it's gonna point this rock to us already, right? Like it's about to throw it
He looks like he's about to throw it, but you're not sure at
towards
what
us.
or who.
He's just ready to throw it, but he pointed to us. Okay, so I say, Mr. Orc Elder, is this thing upset at us?
He doesn't answer you because combat's going now.
There's no time to have a conversation.
That's just the question I ask.
Oh my.
I mean, it's a fair question, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, you don't. Gotta go to the spell list index now. Okay, great.
I don't see anything that says like giant or something along those lines in initiative.
Yeah, because I didn't put it in for that very reason.
So we don't know where he's going.
Right, you don't know what this thing is.
Thing.
Also, you cannot make initiative 0 for some reason, I think. There we go. I made an initiative. My orc literally rolled 0.
Impressive.
It is impressive. You may be able to.
2 minus 2.
Okay. The Elder looks and he casts a spell on one of the orcs in front of him. Kynan, it's your turn.
Did the spell do anything to the orc that I could see yet?
You're not really sure.
Okay. Which tree line's closest to me after this vague path?
The tree line that's not towards this creature.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm just booking it to like some sort of cover, keeping an eye on what's going on. But yeah, I'm booking it to some sort of cover. I don't know if we're attacking yet, so I'm not attacking. Just booking it for cover.
Okay.
That's it.
Sounds good. Neas, what are you doing?
I'll cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Alright.
And I'll just like kind of wait, I guess.
Sounds good. Van, what are you doing? You have one more round until your Vanish expires.
I'm gonna hold my turn.
Okay. Orc 1 and 3 were in front of the Elder at this point, and they move up maybe halfway between this creature and the Elder, but they don't make any actions quite yet. This creature takes the rock and throws it at one of the orcs.
One of the orcs. Okay, I want to be. I was still keeping an eye on combat, so I want to be sure that I saw that.
Okay, yeah, no, you saw it. And the rock actually hits this orc. And you see him kind of topple over, but he seems fine. In fact, like, the armor that he had actually stayed intact, and it basically, like, rolled over him. And he didn't seem to sustain any damage.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like PogChamp on this, like seeing.
God,
That's the only way I can describe it. Like I can't think of any other description of just like seeing this armor in action.
Orc 2 pulls out a throwing axe and hurls it at this thing. Does that hit? No, that does not hit. It sinks into this thing's skin, but it doesn't seem to really react.
I want to jump in. if
Oh
I
yeah?
can.
Your turn, man.
I'm gonna cast shield and then enhance my weapon, and yeah, I think that's my turn. I'm gonna enhance my weapon and give it the flaming property.
So how far away are you?
Can
from
we
all
get
this?
a battlefield?
I guess.
I just want to.
You know, back in my day, we didn't have battlefields. We just had to do this out loud.
You know, that's nice and all, but these are the new age. This is the new era of big circle.
It's awesome, isn't it?
I love this. It's a big circle.
Can't see it.
You're a big circle.
I don't like any of these. Where is it? They're all premium. Damn it. Whatever, I'm just gonna take the first thing I see. This is about right. He has a rock.
It's Jason.
It's Jason!
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
I was not going to make that reference. I wanted to, but
It's okay, I did it for you.
Oh.
I had less standards than you did, so I made it. Okay. If we're there,
It's probably
That'd be
like
nice.
this.
I'd probably be over here-ish.
Yeah.
Wherever the tree line is in this area, like maybe here.
Okay. No, that's about right.
I think that'd be maybe here.
Alright, so you cast shield and enhance your weapon, right?
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, these scores aren't set up for Pathfinder.
Oh, they're not. Jesus Christ. Why is that not the Norm! Ugh.
Everyone plays 5th edition, bro.
And this actually is on 4th for some reason.
4th edition.
Yeah.
I just want you all to know if I ever ran a campaign for you guys, I would probably want to do 5th edition. So, just by the way.
There we go. Rogues are neat in 5th.
So you see
Super cool.
the Elder glow for a second and point at this creature.
The Elder is this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, they're really good tokens, I think.
I like his mask.
The creature actually freezes for a second. And you hear him shout, "Go!" Kind of, it's your turn.
That's all the cue I need. I'm firing.
Actually, you didn't hear "go," you just heard an Orcish, rather.
So that's all the cue I need. I'm firing.
Okay. That's perfect. That's perfect.
They attacked, so I'm firing.
Okay. That's definitely a hit. Give me 1 second, and you're not going to appreciate this. I mean, I guess you can roll for damage. You don't have to wait up.
I rolled for damage. It was only 3.
Well, that's something. I want to keep this as authentic as possible.
Jesus.
I'd also yell, I guess we're fighting to Naeus and wherever the hell I think Van is. I'm not sure if I know where Van is right now.
It's a mystery.
So yeah, I just yell like, I guess we're fighting? Question mark.
Alright. You plink it in its gut for 3 damage. Ugh.
I give it a paper cut. It hurts.
No, it sinks into his body, but he doesn't really seem phased by it.
I give it a small paper cut.
Yeah, it probably like gets stuck in his fat or something. He's gonna
Yeah.
pull it out and taste it later. Yes.
Can I charge like right here?
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool.
I'm a charge him.
Charge. That does not hit. You kind of smash it into like all of the hardened skin,
Getting
on his
into the
leg.
higher ACs.
and your longsword does nothing. Orc what? Okay, actually, before we really commit here, hold on.
Getting into them higher ACs.
Let's just do this. So it was this one, this one. Cool! So, this one moves up. 1, 2.
This count as flanking?
Now it does, yeah.
Hey.
But also, you're curious about something. I'm just gonna make sure this works the way I saw it.
Flanking is like kind of crazy against big targets.
Yeah, no, that's funny. Interesting. Orc takes a swing. Does not. Whoa! +2, right, for flanking?
Yep.
Wow. Just barely not. No. Doesn't hit him. He sinks it. It goes past his, it goes, like, into his, like, armor. Like, into some of the leather. Or the hides that are on it. But it doesn't actually seem to pierce through. This one, however, moves up. And if it's considered flanked because it's on one side, then this one is too. Strikes him. Dealing. I should point out this guy has a war axe.
Okay.
Hmm.
Dealing a very good amount of damage, I'm not going to say. But striking true.
Is it looking rough yet?
This one throws a throwing axe. Missing very badly. Then. Wow. Alright. Van, you're up. This creature seems frozen and can't move. Do you want to make a spellcraft?
Please.
He's held.
Like hold person?
Yes.
Interesting. I'd kind of look at the elder with a little hint of respect and be like, all right, let's fucking go. Can I make a combat maneuver off of a charge or no?
I'd imagine so,
Yeah, I think so.
because it's a type of attack.
Okay. I want to attempt to disarm his great axe.
He hasn't actually pulled it out yet.
Oh,
Because he threw the rock and then he got charged at.
okay. Well, I'm just gonna move up and swing.
Alright.
Sorry, I've been looking at all the wrong numbers. One sec.
That's a hit. Deal your damage.
And then the fire damage.
Oh, there we go. There's a little bit more. That's more like it. Yeah, you deal 9 damage. You don't actually hear this thing. Well, he can breathe and move. Yeah, so you hear him grunt, but no other action besides that. Elder is back up. At this point, he moves 1, 2, 3, 4. And he seems to be observing at this point. Kind you're up.
Okay. I don't know what he's doing. Clearly, I need to move a little bit closer to do more damage, so I will do that. Only like 5 feet.
Yeah,
Attack.
go for it.
So, what's the thing with flanking? Do I get that?
Not
Not
as a
with
bonus.
range.
Uh,
Unless you have like a bazillion feats, I think, but otherwise, no.
I almost tried to roll an S20. That's not a thing.
Super 20.
That flies harmlessly over his head.
Moving
Actually,
closer.
no. That
Moving
would just
closer.
sink into his skin again.
Moving closer was a mistake. I should move back.
I'm gonna 5-foot step over this way and go for a swing.
You thump into his. Well, yeah, that you've never heard a longsword make a thump before, but it goes straight into his leg, and that's what you hear. We have Orc 1 attacking, thumping. We have Orc 2 attacking, hitting, dealing. This is not these orcs' first rodeo.
These orcs are doing work, man.
Yeah. Have another thrown axe, missing very horribly. Van, you're up.
I'm gonna cast Shock and Grasp, and we'll do a throw-in action, Shock and Grasp, and swing.
Okay.
So this is to hit with my sword.
I mean, so
Can a held person take actions?
it can't, but AC's still very high, is the thing. I'm trying to think, if you hit with your sword, does the spell still go off, even though you deal no damage with the sword?
Oh no, I'm taking a full round attack. So I'm not charging the spell through my sword. I'm doing
Oh.
the touch attack and the.
Okay, so that was your sword attack, that thump into his leg.
And then this is or with the flank, it's +2. But oh my god, so that's a 14 touch.
Fucking thump.
No, that hits.
Nice.
It's big as shit. I hope its touch AC isn't very high.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're gonna deal some damage. Alright, yeah, you zap the living shit out of it, and you hear it, the groan coming out of its mouth. Louder and louder.
I think after I cast the spell, you would kind of see me like, not flex my arm, but kind of raise my arm and like energy would kind of flow through it,
Yeah.
and that would be that's me refreshing the spell. And holy shit, I'm almost out of spells already. Okay.
Elder goes, you see him go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking around, seemingly. Kind of.
Okay, that's weird. I guess I'm just basically like taking a step and a shot, and hope something happens to make me not do that anymore.
Yeah.
This is basically what I do in combat. That's it. Step in a shot, step in a shot, step in a
that
shot.
sinks into its skin. Yes.
I'm making a porcupine out of its gut.
That's it.
Yes!
Roll some damage.
And I have a
that a
chance to
crit?
critical because I have a longsword.
Confirm that shit. Fuck.
Ah,
That's not
it's still
good.
damage. It's still damage.
Disappointing.
Let me get this right. There we go.
7 damage. So you managed to slice up a little higher this time. And he's very badly bleeding now. We have part 1. Missing awfully. Part 2. Hitting. What the fuck, man? Dealing. These are efficient, man.
How do you want to do this?
No, yeah, I gotta ask myself that. However, you see this creature roar, and it's moving all of a sudden.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. Don't run away.
How lucky are we? Let's find out.
Not feeling very lucky, punk.
No, you're not. You see this creature yank its great club out of its back, turn to you two.
No.
No.
I am going to check something real quick.
So if he does half my health, am I dead? Have we established this already or no?
No, I thought it was like 75%.
Okay.
He has to have a minimum of 50. You have to have a minimum of 50 health for that to happen, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All
Or
right.
like I think minimum 50 damage has to be dealt or something.
Naeus, what's your AC?
22.
Ah, off the table. Hits you. Dealing. Vonnegut, what's your AC?
21.
Naeus, you
What is-
take
What is happening?
19 damage. This large sweeping and like almost knocks you off your feet. You said 21 is your AC?
Yeah.
Hits you.
Yeah.
Dealing 15
Yeah.
damage.
Okay. Ugh. I think that's the sound I make is ugh.
Van, it's your turn.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'll try to disarm at this point.
You have improved, right?
Yes. CMB.
And you're disarming something a category larger than you know.
What's the penalty for that?
It's just really hard.
Okay.
Oh my god. Well,
How do you decide where it goes? Where does it go?
Do I decide? I think we have to roll for it.
Alright, I'll roll a d8.
Cause okay, actually, I think if I had the choice, I think logically it'd end up either over here or behind me. Cause he would swing and hit me, and then as he's like from the momentum of the swing, I'd take my sword and like smack the club or smack his hands, trying to make him, release it.
Yeah. I did not account for 5. This sucks. Actually, yeah. We'll see the club actually goes behind you, so right here.
Okay.
Elder. Turns. I have to think think about what it would do. I think would go 1, 2. If you're disarming him right now, I think he would still go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he casts a spell on you, Nance.
Oh. You heal a lot of health.
You do, actually. Holy
Oh,
shit.
sick.
You heal 13 damage.
Oh my
Nice.
I take back what I said. The orcs aren't evil.
god.
Kainen.
I know I only said it out of character, but I take it back anyway. Same thing, I guess.
Where's your 20?
There's only one thing I know how to do.
Oh
Hey!
my god.
Is that confirmed?
Give me a reason why I should give you one more point to hit.
I have a cool. How is this AC 21? 'Cause I haven't done shit all fight. I don't know.
You totally shot him in the neck, bro.
Give me a reason.
You forgot I was there because I haven't been like attacking him. And that one, like, he forgot I was there. Not really paying attention to that side.
I don't like that argument.
I don't know.
Roll your
I got
damage.
nothing.
Roll your
I
damage.
got.
You were 1 off the crit.
AC's 21. That's intense.
It could have been so great. Could have been 6 damage.
No. If I got that crit, it wouldn't have been 6 damage. Well, if I
It could have been 9 damage.
Oh right, because times 3 for both. Okay.
But if I got that crit, I would have rolled like a 7 or an 8, and it
Not
would have
even for
tripled
being
that.
in a forest, not even.
Ah! I wish I was next level already.
You just leveled.
But I want to be next level. Because I could be doing like crazier things. But I'm really happy I'm still 5th level.
Wait, is that a hit?
You telling
The-
me that's a hit?
No. I'm looking at. Holy shit, that's a hit.
What?
I think it's because you guys are flanking him that these orcs are getting all these hits on.
Oh, their attack.
This creature looks like it's about to go down. Another, like, at this point, he's just like lower and lower to the ground, and these strikes these orcs are actually hitting on it are getting closer and closer to its neck. And finally, his neck is low enough where an orc just takes his war axe and rams it into his neck, drags him down to the ground. And he's not moving.
What a beast.
And it was this one. You just hear a roar out. Combat's over.
Okay, I go over here.
I guess I go over and cast a spell on Cure Mediocre Wounds.
Oh my.
Heal mediocre wounds.
I heal that many hit points. That's a hit points. Yeah.
I think I'd still kind of be panting, just like.
I do a this to him. I
Oh,
heal.
I
that.
meant like panting from the combat, not from the. But
Oh,
I appreciate it either way. It got me back to full.
I think as you guys are doing
I
this,
do this-
Van,
I do
you
this to-
notice one of the orcs walks up to this creature, takes its war axe, and just beheads it. And is now holding its head.
did anyone know any other orcs? Like the one that just took the hit and was just like, whatever, bro. Is he okay?
None of the orcs actually took hits. It was just you two.
Huh. Well, I pretend to sheath my iron weapon, but I make it actually disappear.
Oh, are you talking about the one that got hit by a rock?
Yeah, the one I got, and then he's just like, nah, bro.
Yeah, he's fine. And his
Wow.
armor's fine, too.
I'm just like,
I think after the adrenaline kind of ran out, I'd be patting my stomach where I got hit with the club and realize that you healed me and just like kind of nod towards you.
I nod back, and then I nod towards the elder.
Yeah, the Elder at this point was looking around and investigating, but I think at that point was walking towards you and noticed you cast magic. And kind of squints his eyes and says, "Are you wounded, human? Any longer?"
I'm good now, thank you very much.
Sorry.
You helped me out a lot there.
It was just pure faith, I suppose. And he looks around a little bit more.
But which one is the orc that got hit by the boulder? Which one of these two?
This one, the one that has the head.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm gonna go up to him, and I'm gonna like lean in, but to look at the armor, not like, and just look even more at it, like not like anything bad towards him, but I'm just like really intrigued by what's going on with this armor.
Don't be creepy.
Yeah, I think Van, you see Aeneas walk up and just like, how close are you to this armor?
I would have like bowed into the armor to like just look at it, even like examine it even closer.
Dude.
And I'm just like hand on chin, rubbing my chin like,
I think, Van, you hear this conversation. That orc says, "What the hell's wrong with this human?" He's like, the other one responds, "I don't know, maybe he wants to do something to you." He's like, "You're disgusting."
I just kind of laugh at that, and I would just kind of watch from a distance.
And actually, like, at that point, he kind of, like, tries to take a step back.
Nice.
what? What,
A
Kynan?
little bit close there, don't you think?
What do you mean?
Jesus Christ. Never mind. Go ahead, as you were.
This dude just took a freaking boulder to the face and walked it off. What, you think I'm not gonna be impressed by that? That's amazing. I want to see what. I want to know what this is about.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Never mind.
I'd walk up to the orc who walked away and just say, "This might get over, or he might get over this faster if you just let him look at your armor."
I think he's surprised to hear you speaking in Orcish.
I think I'd still kind of be laughing, or I'd at least have like a smile on my face. Just
He says this was not the type of attention I was expecting. After slaying a giant like this.
yeah. Well, this one has a way of skewing expectations, and I would just kind of push Naeus forward.
I kind of like look the orc up and like at his face and then back at his armor,
I think he's kind of glaring at you at this point.
I look back at Van like, is this dude like mad at me?
I think the elder speaks up at this point and says, "We must leave. If any other of his kin are around, I don't think we will be so fortunate to see another fight like that."
What's
Mhm.
And he starts walking.
what the hell happened? Like, what's
I assume this is like a walk and talk of what's going on.
Yeah.
yeah, more or less.
What do you mean? What's going on?
It looks like I don't know. I'm really confused.
He kind of furrows his brow.
It looked like there's a chance there might not be a fight, and then it attacked you. Like, I don't get it.
I think at this point you notice the orc is kind of going through his this creature's belongings and just pulls out this large just cluster of rock, and it's just between like all this gold and all these like actually gems in there too, and you just hear go rah, mine.
More rocks. Oh god, if we weren't already rich, I might be interested in that.
And it says, I do not understand what information are you looking for? These are one of the locals, if you could put it that way.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
I kind of just say yeah. I figured that part out. Go ahead, Blake.
Oh no, I was just like the two orcs. Was it the two orcs just kind of like bickering over like who got the rocks filled with gems?
A little bit, but the one who was planted by a boulder and dealt the finishing blow kind of won that argument really quickly.
Oh, okay.
No, and you see that one satisfied look on his face. Put it in his pouch.
I guess I'd join in the conversation with the elder and just say, you spoke to it for a moment, and it seemed to be enraged when it saw Kain and Aeneas. You said you had to deal with them. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on. What's the deal that you have?
He looks at the two of you and says, "That's what your names are." And he says, "The hill giant was mad that he couldn't take more slaves."
Okay.
So have the hell giants
Hmm?
been the ones stealing the families, the children, the women away from the towns here?
Stealing? I'm honestly not even sure.
That's what we were told when we were told that it was you when we were sent here.
He kind of looks at the other two orcs, or the other three rather, and he speaks something in Orcish. And he says, "Have you heard about any of our tribe going and working deals behind our backs?" And they kind of look between each other. And at this point, you guys are walking, and they all shake their heads, all varying sayings of no. And actually one of them speaks up and says, we agreed to stop that when the fire god told us not to.
Yes, again, the fire god. I've heard this mentioned twice now.
Is this in Common or Orcish?
Oh.
No, because the other orcs were speaking in Orcish. What was your language just now?
I guess it'd be Orcish. If they're speaking in Orcish, I'd say I'd speak in Orcish back to make communication easier. I've heard several mentions of this fire god, but historically, I don't know of orcs worshipping fire god. Like, what is a fire god that you keep talking about?
The other orcs kind of mind their own business again, and the elder looks at you and says, "Orcs do not have a tendency of writing down anything in history, but we know the fire god as our chieftain, our warrior."
Interesting. So then, this chieftain, the fire god, is your leader in a sense.
Sort of. The orcs here treat him as their leader. They see him as inspiration, and it's easy that way. Wouldn't necessarily call him my leader.
See, is that where we're going now?
Yes.
You meet the fire god. Okay.
Actually, that was in common, that whole last part. When the elder speaks up to... whenever the elder actually speaks to one of you, it's always in common. I should point that out.
Oh, I thought that since Van spoke in Orcish this time, that might be different.
No, I think it was just Van chiming in.
Okay, good to know.
So yeah, I'm just basically hijacking whatever language is being spoken, just because it's
Easy.
yeah.
So you have a bunch of languages that you speak. I only have one.
Well, my character was basically a huge nerd who was taught how to fight.
Is that what you say out loud?
No, that was out of the character. Sorry.
No, I'm talking about Van.
I would like to say it in some way, but like, I don't know.
The thing I said that prompted that was out of the character.
No, I wouldn't say it. I want to, but it doesn't make sense for me to.
But the Elder continues, and he says, "We have an agreement with the hill giants in this area that we'd stop working with them. We had a bit of a skirmish not too long ago. We kind of came to a standstill."
So when you say agreement, were you providing slaves for the giants?
Not really providing. They were taking our kin, and they were enslaving them. In fact, some of them are still with them. We don't know if they're dead or still... Who knows? But the encampments that are around here all banded together, and we were able to, in a large-scale skirmish, at least fight them into submission. The Fire God had a lot to do with that.
It must be difficult to have threats from both the east and the west. I can imagine why our presence would be the word frustrating. Why it'd be the word for it.
It's fine. The threat to the west is something relatively new. We'd seen signs of it, but we didn't think it would manifest like this.
Yeah, neither did we.
He kind of looks around you three. And you guys continue on.
Yeah, I think I'd actually take out the notebook that I was given and jot down kind of the conversations that we've been having and the information and everything like that.
Okay.
Just to keep note of everything.
Sure. You guys make it to nightfall, about here. And you guys do watch per usual?
Sure.
I mean, I don't know why I'm rolling. Nothing really eventful happens. And you guys continue on, and by the end of the last night, you make it here.
Cool.
I like all the different colors of brown.
I'm
blue one in there
trying
for
to
no
keep it
reason.
consistent, but it wasn't easy, okay?
That's a weird shade of brown in the middle here.
No, that's intentional. Leave me alone. There.
Do you guys want to take a break?
What?
You guys
I
want
think
to take
yeah,
a
I think
break?
that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Long or short break? So I
Long
know
break.
if I can okay.
Yeah.
How long are we gonna keep going though?
Well, that's the other question. It's late where I'm at.
Yeah. We started late.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we've only been playing for like an hour and a half.
Well, how long is it recording?
I don't know.
Yeah, hour and 43 minutes. Oh shit, John's on.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Let's take a long break and see how we feel when you guys get back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It's fucking 21 AC Hill Giant. God damn it. Fucking 21 AC. I didn't think we were already there. Although I guess Ian said he didn't think we'd end up fighting it.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, Mike. The
What?
Destiny 2.
What?
There's a game, Destiny 2, there's an open beta for it right now, 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to play with me? When you'd probably have to download it. I'm downloading it right now, but
You know, it's funny. I never actually played the original Destiny.
I played it a tiny bit on Xbox, and it was neat, honestly. But
No, I heard it was really good. Like, I had a couple friends who played it, and they were like really, really, really into it. So, oh, I signed up for the. Okay, here we go.
It's on
Blizzard
Blizzard.
Desktop. I had to download the Blizzard app again.
you
Lol.
can never escape it, can you, Mike?
This is so dumb.
Lol.
Blizzard app comes for you every time, Mike.
Is Destiny even a Blizzard game? That doesn't make any sense.
It's like, okay, so Activision owns Blizzard, and Activision's like, Blizzard, do a thing with this, and they're like, okay. So Blizzard like is doing, because it's Activision technically, and it even shows it under the Activision tab, Destiny 2. But because Blizzard is a part of Activision, you know, they put it on the Blizzard app. I wonder how many more Activision games they're going to put on the Blizzard app.
Jaso watching, it is gone! 1-0.
Oh, I found a post on the D&D Reddit that was like, what's the biggest mindfuck moment you've ever been a part of in a session?
Mhm.
So I just responded with like a long post describing basically the session before this one. At the end, I was like, TLDR, we thought we were doing a mostly simple side quest and ended up slaughtering a family and orphaning a small child.
Oh my god.
Get
I saw a post where it was like,
this.
there was a dude who accidentally, like, well, not accidentally, but there was this long process and he eventually loses his whole family. So he resorts to using necromancy to try and bring them back so he can be with them again. But the whole party, you know, had already killed him, and those abominations, because they weren't like undead, but they weren't human or whatever either.
Uh-huh.
And it was, and they were like, after reading through all this, they were like, holy crap, we just killed a dude who just wanted to be with his family. And they felt really bad about it. There was a huge like homage to Full Metal Alchemist too. Like there were names and referencing it, the style of like how the amalgamations or whatever came through, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I found another post that's a lot lighter than that. It was just like, in an attempt to avoid metagaming, one of my players asked another player, fully in character, on a scale of 1 to 45, how healthy are you feeling? In the comments, it says, heard at my table from a level 1 wizard. I can only stub my toe 7 times before I fall unconscious, so let's be careful. On a scale of 1 to 37, I'm at about a 36 right now in our game. For how healthy I feel.
Hey Mike, there's an Argon crystal alert.
Oh, good. The worst item in the game.
Oh, but it's on Sedna. No, there's the sheave melee weapon part. Oh, but it's a blueprint. I already have that.
I'm just checking to see if any of my things finish building.
Like, let me know when you're done with Second Dream, because I'm tired of soloing Lua.
It's Lua.
It's after Second Dream.
Oh.
It's just
Is that why you keep trying to get me to do the star map?
no. I mean, I just like will play it to play it, and just help because I want to. But I mean, that's on you if you want to like to go faster. I mean, it would be awesome because Lua is the most cancer thing I think I've ever, or rather specifically the Pluto Junction is the most cancer thing I've experienced in this game so far. So if we
Worse
just
than
both
Arcwings.
positive.
No, there's no way. I'm not
No,
even
dude,
gonna-
Mike, it's required to go progress through the game.
No, I'm not progressing through the game if I have to do that.
Oh my god, Mike!
I'm done.
We're
done with
never
this
gonna
game.
do sorties. We're never gonna get Riven mods. We'll never get all the cool stuff until we do these stupid Lua missions.
Wait, I just realized I should try something.
Playing Warframe.
No.
Play Destiny 2? Oh, bye. Hi.
Trying going back on my computer because the little red bar about corrupted
Whoa.
install is gone.
You sound
you're a-
pristine.
Now I'm on my computer.
Holy
Pristine.
shit. Yeah, listen to that though.
I just restarted my computer. That's it. I didn't do anything fancy with the app data.
It sounds so nice.
Just restarted my computer.
Jesus.
I was gonna read this whole post all the way through, but it's long, so I'm just gonna post the link to it. We should never feel bad about any of the dumb things we ever do in character in this campaign, because it's never gonna be as dumb as what this
No.
post is about.
Feel bad. Feel bad all the time. That's what this session is. Just feel bad.
That's what last session was.
You fucking orphaned a child. Feel bad, man.
Yeah, that's what last session was.
So,
Pity session last session. Kill everything and be awesome this session. Let's go.
so, you guys make it.
Oh, we're playing again.
Yeah, we are playing again.
Cool. All right. What happens? What do we see?
You begin to approach, and actually, you see. Something doesn't make sense to you. Your sense of travel was a little messed up. You think you're here, but on the way, actually, you pass through another encampment. And by the time you hit nightfall, you get here.
Oh,
Well, what is going on? Can I like take a moment to try to like? Is there any way I could get a sense of the distance we traveled at all, or like roughly?
So wait, what was going on in this encampment? Was it like what we just passed through it? Were there orcs there? What was happening in
Yeah, there were orcs. Actually, I should detail that real quick. You guys travel through it, and it actually is really similar to the encampment that you guys first were at, that you were supposed to scout out. But it turns out, as you guys are heading off, the elder says, the fire god isn't here. This is just another one of our encampments, but it's closer to the main one. And you guys continue down a bit, and it's a lot more populated and less wild.
There's another camp that the humans didn't know about.
well, it seems there's quite a few things I didn't know about.
So, on your way over, actually, you do end up seeing a large mine, actually a lot of orcs, and by the time you get to about, I can't really show it, but like this stretch here, there are actually a lot of orcs with, actually that's something I didn't think about, I'm sorry, give me a second.
Wait, so we're at a new encampment?
Yes.
I see. And this is more dense than the one that we just ran through, right?
Yeah, much more. And actually, it's not even an encampment. It's
Like a village.
No,
No?
it's a mine, a large-scale mine. And as you're walking through it, you see they don't have They have some livestock there. Obviously, there are like some encampments for workers. It seems to live there and sleep there, but they don't have like horses or anything pulling carts. They actually have these large, scary-looking wolves.
I'm guessing since it's a mine, it looks like it's probably been here for quite a while. Like pretty well established.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And 2 more hours down the road, as it turns nighttime, you see this large and actually pretty well built encampment. A lot of, like, the 2 towers that are at the front that act kind of like the guard towers are made of just straight metal.
Motherfucker lied to us about maybe everything. I don't know. About a lot of things, at least, he lied.
But you guys go through this encampment. I don't actually have music to play. Honestly, if it's orcs, give me a second.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm about to do.
That hurt my mouth to make that noise.
I just apologize in advance. Because this
What?
is not how I intended it to be, but it's how it's going to be. And now this image will forever be stuck in your mind, Mike. And you guys get to the center of this encampment. There's a lot going on there. It's literally its own city, if anything. And in the middle of it, a stronghold. Like this large, maybe like 100 by 100 foot just place. And
What is it made of?
It's like different types of hide and wood. The metals seem to have been reserved for the outside.
So it's got like this metal layer with the leather and hide and wood support.
Correct.
If we go by it, I just kind of like want to rub my hand down the metal outside just to kind of see what it is.
It feels smooth. It looks rough and rugged and all sorts of fucked up. It seems like it's been through a lot of wars, but it's still, you drag your hand across it and it's smooth.
What color is it?
It's a little bit of a tint of red in there, but it's gray.
Can I try figuring out
Yeah,
once
since
more?
you're like feeling it and going through it, why don't you give me an appraisal?
Do I get any sort of bonuses or nah?
No, I just know what your DC is. You hit it.
Hey!
It feels extremely familiar, and you've hit the conclusion of it's probably adamantium.
As I come to this realization, my eyes like begin to widen. Like, no way.
Yeah, I think you guys are noticing this.
Yeah, this place is pretty crazy, isn't it?
How big is this entire fortress?
It's not a fortress that you're
Or
when you're walking
the
into.
center thing that is like the command room or whatever, or the command hut. Yes.
It's about 100 feet by 100 feet.
I can't even see the ends, and I'm just this is crazy. I just like kind of step back to try and like take it all in, and I'm just like,
And so at this
Hol-
point, you guys have
Holy
orcs just
shit.
eyeing you guys and glaring at you guys as you're walking through.
Kind lets out another chuckle again. Can't believe I still feel safer here than like anywhere else.
So, the elder, before walking into like to the main area of it, though, like there's a little pre-part, says, "I do not know what will happen to you now." And he kind of looks at the three of you and says, "I saw some weird things on the road. between you three. I do not expect death to be what is brought to you, but I cannot say it's out of the question.
I just hope that whatever happens in there, we can still help.
Help? What do you mean help?
All the issues that you have within the encampments that you have here, I mean, I don't mean to call you ignorant, but there's a whole world outside too, and there's just as much going on in the outside world than what you've been experiencing here. So
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
exactly.
There is a very good reason why we've... He like thinks for a moment, like thinking for the word, isolated ourselves here. Besides our ancestors being their ground, why we stay here. I hope you get to understand why.
We will receive whatever we're owed, and then we'll go from there.
He kind of looks around the three of you and he says, well, before that... He thinks for a moment. What are your relations to the humans? Who are you three?
You mean the ones back? Wait. West? Yeah, that's West. Kynan would know that. Kynan wouldn't pause.
Yes.
I mean, I'd look at Van and then look at Naeus before saying, can't say that we're exactly friendly with the vast majority of them.
And actually, before he goes in, he kind of looks to the other three orcs that are there, and he speaks something in Orcish, and he says, "Please trust me. Leave them be. You three are free to go back or do whatever as you see fit." They kind of look between each other, confused.
I would kind of look up, kind of shocked as well, just like looking around, like, oh, okay.
And they kind of scratch their heads, and eventually they all nod, and they take their leave. And he says, "We are to make a stop before we go in here."
Okay.
And he actually takes you three to, like, he takes you out into the open again. You guys are getting the glares, but he takes you to like a smaller hut. And at this point, actually, it's occurring to you.
I would almost have to be like drug away to stop admiring this adamantium.
I do that. I put you.
I'm just like no, then no, please bring me back.
I push him to just make sure he keeps walking where we're supposed to go.
And I look down and like, man.
You'll see it later, maybe.
Kind. Do you even know what that stuff is?
Nope. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it at some point. I'm sure you'll tell us.
Oh my god. I just kind of accept that we're going somewhere else.
Okay. He takes you three into a smaller hut, and actually, when you walk in, it looks like his. There are a ton of just small trinkets, like beads, what look like dream catchers. You haven't really seen him, you've heard about him. Just like hanging. It's all spiritual looking. And he opens up a spot in the middle of the floor. And he says, please come sit.
I would
Alright.
follow. I
Yep.
do this.
I sit.
Is this your house?
He actually doesn't answer. He's very engrossed in what he's doing at this moment.
What is he doing?
He's between several like shelves that are on the walls. He's like just gathering materials and what looked like to you is reagents.
Hmm.
What is it? It might sound really dinky all of a sudden because I actually didn't occur to me this is what we were about to do, but damn it, whatever. I'll have to deal with it.
You can just like, well, never mind.
Nope.
I was gonna say technically orcish magic could be different. You could kind of just fudge it and then.
No, I'm
you know-
looking for music actually.
Oh, music. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like looking at specific reagents, and I'm like, don't do that.
No,
don't stress
One-
yourself.
No, I wasn't gonna
One-
spoil that. No.
One eye of newt, a guam leaf.
God damn it. And so, yeah, the four of you sit down around this thing, and he actually,
Four?
like,
Oh.
including
Raven.
himself, and he starts like a small fire, and the fire starts turning different colors.
Wow.
So, what are you guys doing at this point?
I would be
Watching.
completely engrossed. Yeah, I would actually
Just
take out
watching.
my notebook and just like start trying to write down all the individual things he's doing. Probably not keeping up, but you know.
I can't follow anyway, so I'm just watching to see what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
it's
You
new
say
magic,
the
bro.
fire shifts colors, right? Or
yeah,
no?
Yeah. As
I-
he's
I'm engrossed in it.
and yeah, actually, suddenly it turns white, and you hear him actually speak some words, and he says them a little louder, and a hawk actually comes in out of literally the front
Wow.
the
Okay.
curtain and lands on his shoulder. You look at it, and there's some weird colorings on it, actually, and it seems something akin to like your familiar Van. And I think at this point, when the hawk would land on his shoulder, your little raven would kind of like nuzzle itself out of your coat and like get up on your shoulder and just like stare at it.
I was about to make a joke about that.
Who's got the larger cock? No. So the elder actually starts. You see his eyes are closed for a second. He speaks some words and they open up, and they're glowing the same flame as the same color as the flame. And he stares at you, kind of. And there's a weird moment where like your eyes meet,
Hmm.
and it was enough for him to see.
I don't fight it.
Yeah. And he nods. And he looks at you, Van. And he seems surprised. And then he looks at Naeus. And the flame actually turns a weird color after Naeus, like green. And he opens them, and the flame kind of just dies down for a second. And he says, "I've seen your power, human." And he looks at you, Naeus. And he says, "But I didn't realize they were bestowed by a god."
What?
Side glance at Naeus just briefly before looking back to the elder.
I ask him, do you know which?
I didn't get long enough of a look. I was searching for something in particular, and I'm glad I didn't find it in any of you. You, however, and he looks at you, Van, and says, "You have
Oh
an
god.
odd trace of it. But it seems it's just a scar, and it's something you fought."
I think I understand.
Not totally sure I do.
He kind of thinks for a second. He says, a couple years ago, a man approached this tribe. And at the time, we were still extremely scattered. The fire god was not called the fire god at that point. He was just an orc like the rest of us. But he almost took control of everything here. But the things he was preaching were so violent and evil. There was no honor in it. That's what I was looking for. Was any trace of that? I have a feeling we are still dealing with it, and I don't understand why. But I wanted to make sure before you three were judged. I got that look.
I think I'm starting to get the picture.
It's interesting that we've met each other this way. Initially enemies. These two, Kainan and Naeus, I've been traveling with them for a while, and I'd gotten so used to conquering every problem by myself that it took me a while, if I'm being honest, to traveling with others. But the one thing we have in common is that the threat that you were looking for, it's hurt every one of us in some way. That's what we're fighting right now. And I just wanted you to know that.
He thinks for a moment. And he nods and says, I think I understand now. And he chuckles for a moment. He says, all orcs at one point are enemies of each other anyway, so it's not too different. I didn't want there to be any doubt before you three met him.
Kind of nods slightly.
And he says, we should go in there.
I nod.
I think that's where we're gonna end.
Cliffhanger.
You suck.
I wanted to end on like a sort of lighter note than it has been.
No.
It's not a bad like negative cliffhanger. It's ooh, we're gonna meet the fire god. And
Yeah, it's.
seems
I
like
really
this-
want to play again. Kind
Seems
of
like this guy
cliffhanger,
might be a friend. Like, who is the fire god? These orcs are not evil. They're good. Humans are evil.
Well,
Evil people are evil.
yeah, I was gonna say it comes down to a context thing, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the Hill Giant, I'm gonna give you guys half XP for that because the arcs.
Yeah. Yeah, they carried us pretty hard.
It was a weird session for me as far as just general effectiveness.
The Hill Giant altogether is 2,400. Half of that's 12.
Oh my
God. Yeah, you guys are gonna get 400 each for the Hill Giant. Not running away from my story. No, actually, I'm not. That's selfish.
Good.
Let's
I
think
say,
about it.
yeah, I'll say I'll give you guys 500 more each for everything I went down.
For not running away from your story.
I'm getting a little bit more insight. I mean, otherwise, any gripes, any whatever.
I don't know.
Why don't we meet the fire god?
I don't know if this is the direction that you're going to end up going, Ian, so if it is, I hope it isn't, but you gave me an idea just with what we got out of this session for something I might want to do with my own world when I start, like, making it a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just picking one of the Pantheon gods that I could, like, one of the mostly good ones that I could possibly, like imagine is a regular like person doing some sort of like ascension story,
Oh.
That'd be
like
cool.
like what Critical Role is doing with Vecna, but with a good guy.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm not gonna go into what I'm actually doing, but.
Oh, please don't. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, it's
it
been...
gave me that idea.
Sorry. Ow. It's been interesting for me because, like, in general, I've never really cared much for lore. But, like, just having those small tidbits of information make a really big difference in, like, my decision making. And it just makes everything have more depth. So, ow, again, sorry. I don't know. It's really interesting. Like, I didn't mean I don't like lore in the context of this session. I meant in general. In this
Sure.
session, I actually wish that, like, my character knew more, you know?
Yeah.
I want to meet the fire god.
I mean, this place freaking apparently mines adamantium. That's sick.
Nobody cares except for you.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. I still think that
Hey.
you're freaking out because it's a big city, or like because you can see 60 feet now. I'm just like, oh, he's doing that face again.
I only know vaguely what Naeus is freaking out about just because you said something when I had to drag you away from that building. You're like, do you know what that stuff is? Like, okay, that's what he's freaking out about. Fuck if I know why he's freaking out about it, but that's what he's freaking out about.
Man, I haven't kept up with Critical Role.
Neither have I.
Anyway.
Oh well, spoiler alert, they're fighting a god.
No, okay. Yeah, I kind of figured. Because they're basically level 20 now, aren't they?
Like 18 or something.
4 of them, that makes sense.
17 or 18.
Actually, no, there are like 6 of them, rather. They have a lot
Yes,
of them.
occasionally 7.
You know what's funny too, and I don't know, I don't want to jinx myself, right? But remember how earlier I was talking about how I don't want my character to die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Where's this
not
going?
that I want my character to die now, but like, if based off of what's been going on, if the context made sense, I wouldn't mind as much retiring my character. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it just like, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities now for my character to be like, I want to set up here and like make something happen. I feel like we've been given more opportunities, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know what Ian's going to do with like Kainen's backstory, but I have a feeling we have at least too many story arcs that we have to get through first before Kainen gets there. at least two, maybe more.
Couple episodes of filler.
A lot of filler before Kainen shit starts becoming part of the story.
Yeah, yours
So.
is a different angle. But...
I don't want my character to die. I want to make it far enough where we can start exploring that.
Well, short.
Work through Van's story a little bit.
Yeah, short session. Hope you guys enjoyed it.